Hey everyone, Lily here, coming at you with another spandex review. This time we have something a little different for you. Since it is Halloween, we decided to do a little bit of a costume review for you. This time we have 3 versions of the lovely Miss Captain Marvel from her solo movie earlier this year. And right now I am wearing a very nice prop jacket from Hot Topic. If you manage to get your hands on one of these for a finishing piece to your Carol Danvers costume, it's a good piece to have. But this is spandex review. We are looking at the bodysuits underneath. Now, this one I have on right now, thank you, is the least expensive of the 3 that we got. It was about, at the time we got it, it was about $9. Right now it's about $11. And it surprisingly fits me much better than the mid-range price tier one that we purchased, which is a bit of a relief. My main critique with it are the colors. The colors are fairly washed out on the printing. The printing is fairly symmetrical, which is also nice, and I do like that they printed the belt actually on the natural waistline. Most of these printed bodysuits will print the belt low, and it looks like it's sitting down low, but I like that they printed the belt up where a belt should be sitting, the smallest part of your waist. But as far as these fairly inexpensive generic eBay bodysuits go, I would say this one fits fairly well. I'm 5'7". This was a small that we ordered, and there's not too much ballooning going on. There's a little bit in the back, right in the dip of the small of my back, a little bit right here, but it's not too bad overall. Another point with this one is it does not have hands or feet, which is also probably one of the reasons why it fits. It doesn't really have much to pull waist-wise in like the torso, so it's not trying to stretch itself over my legs. It has a little bit of give. It does have a little bit of bagginess in the crotch area. Now the belt is printed up at the natural waistline, which I prefer because I think the belt should sit up a little bit higher at the natural waistline where it is most flattering. It's not exactly screen accurate because Captain Marvel does wear hers a little bit lower, but if you're getting one of these, it's not going to be exactly screen accurate anyway. You might not be necessarily concerned with that, so it's not necessarily a bad thing to be wearing one that's just a little bit more flattering. While there is a little bit of extra fabric down the crotch, it's a little bit baggy, it is not really that bad for one of these generic, fairly inexpensive bodysuits. Many of these that we have tried have had just terrible fits. This fits reasonably well definitely for the price tag of $9. And you certainly can't get the fabric to make this yourself for that little amount of money. One of the chief complaints, however, that I do have is it seems like while they were making the print pattern, they left out a little detail that they wanted, and that is the black down the shin guard here on both sides. And once it was printed, they realized that they wanted that part to be black, and it looks like they went down and it almost looks like they Sharpied it, but it doesn't seem like marker or Sharpie or something. It almost looks like they went into the actual printing pattern and drew it, and then it was printed with a marker drawing. It's very, very strange. So it looks a little bit janky down there because all the other black lines are crisp and smooth. It's just right down there on that one black shin guard line. It's very strange. This company, in order to save fabric while they were cutting the pieces for this bodysuit, made the front in 3 pieces. The top is 1 solid piece, and then the legs are 2 pieces divided in the middle. And you can see the seam up the middle as well as the line across the torso, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing if they had hidden the line across the middle, maybe where the top of the belt was, so it was hidden a little bit more. As it is now, it sticks out because the vertical seams, when you sew them, they're never gonna line up quite right. So if it was hidden where the top of the belt line was, it would have sort of camouflaged that. But it's a little nitpicky thing. The costumer and me kind of just symmetry. But certainly for the price point of between $9 and $14, especially if you're adding some of the more expensive accessories like the jacket, boots, gloves, a nice wig, you can't really beat this. It's just not a bad little piece, especially for a Halloween costume. So I'm going to give this on my, yes, never mind. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about the fabric. It's not a bad feeling fabric. It is a 4-way stretch, slightly more in one direction. It's a little more durable than some of the other generic bodysuits that we've come across. It's a thicker fabric than the other Carol bodysuit that I reviewed. This one. It's a better quality fabric than that one. It is not completely see-through if you stretch it, which is nice. It just it loses some of the color and you can see through the printing. That's it. It just shows through to the original white, which is fine. As long as you can't see through it, it's not that bad. And it's soft. It's silky. It's your standard sort of just nylon spandex, which has a little bit of sheen to it. So on my shininess scale from 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it a 1.5. Slightly better than that one. Better than cotton. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. If you catch it in just the right light, it has a little bit of a shimmer. So overall, my rating on this one is probably going to be a 7 out of 10 for a few factors, main one being price point. It is ridiculously inexpensive. For a Halloween costume, something that you're only going to be wearing for a few hours in one day, especially if you're going with some of the more expensive accessories, you don't want to be looking for something that's going to break the bank. And for, like I said, something that's $9 to $14, this really isn't a bad little piece. If you add in an actual belt to put over here with some real gauntlets, your boots, a jacket, a nice wig, I think you'd have a good little Halloween costume. So, yeah. As always, I'm Lily. This has been another spandex review for you, Halloween edition. And if you want to, head on over to our Patreon, like these lovely subscribers have. These wonderful people help us keep the lights on here. They help us keep making these videos for you. You get some pretty cool perks for subscribing to us. Get some exclusive content, some videos, some photos. You can help us decide what to review next, as well as seeing these reviews a month early. You can also head on over to our website. There are some really cool stuff over there as well. And don't forget to check out our other exclusive Halloween costume reviews. I'm Lily, and as always, thank you for checking out.